Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. Welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom, and it's getting towards that time of the year. We've got to bring the houseplants inside. They've been outside for many months. They've done quite well. They put on some nice new growth, but unfortunately, they're not hardy, so inside they have to go. When you're moving your houseplants inside, a couple of tips. One is you've got to treat them to be sure that you're not bringing any bugs inside. So that's tip number one, and we're going to show you how to do that. The second tip is don't bring them all inside instantly. What I do is I bring them inside at night, put them back outside on the warm days, and do that for about a week. So what you're doing is you're kind of getting the plant acclimated to the indoor conditions gradually. If you wait all the way until it gets real cold and then just throw the plant inside, it may have a harder time adjusting and not do quite as well. So one of the plants that will get brought inside here shortly is my Meyer lemon. If we look closely at the plant, you can actually see some baby lemons starting, and over the course of the winter they'll continue to grow, and by the time I get to next spring I'll have some lemons that I can harvest, which is kind of great about the plant. Now, I also noticed the leaves are getting eaten, so something's been eating the leaves and it may still be on the plant. I don't see any bugs, but sometimes you don't see them, or there's eggs on the plant which are going to hatch once I bring them inside. That's a problem. I take a two-pronged approach with my plants. I spray them with a horticultural oil, make sure it's an all-season oil. That smothers the insects and the eggs. And I also treat with a systemic. This is a chemical, it's a synthetic. It goes right in the plant. The plant absorbs the poison, and any bugs that eat the leaves will die. One thing about that two-pronged approach, I do not use the systemic on the lemons because I'm going to eat the lemons, and I don't want the systemic inside the lemons. The systemic only gets used for those plants which are ornamental, things that I don't eat. Some of you may be 100% organic and you don't want to bring this into your house. That's perfectly fine. Use the horticultural oil. That's a great way to try to smother the plants. There's also other organic materials that you can use. For me personally, I just find that this works really well and it keeps the bugs at bay all winter long. So we talked about the Meyer lemon. This is my asparagus fern. You can actually see some of those little berries here, and they resemble those berries that you see on the asparagus. This tends to get spider mites in the winter, so this is another great candidate for that systemic that I use, as well as the horticultural oil. So we're going to do that two-pronged approach with this as well. When you're applying the systemic, be sure you follow the directions. So, you look at your pot, how big is the pot? So the systemic tells me for a 3-gallon pot I want to use half a cup. So depending on what size the pot is, be sure to apply it correctly. Don't over apply this because remember, this is a poison and too much isn't good for the plant. So a little bit of care before you bring these houseplants inside will be ensure the only thing you're bringing in is the plant and not those little critters. Come back for all of our videos here at Growing Wisdom.